Welcome to a short demonstration of how I use the North Carolina newspaper's website and specifically how I use advanced search. Now, before I dive in, let me demonstrate the power of browser-based search, Control F as the keyboard shortcut. If I want to see which newspapers are available for a particular city or town, and without searching the site itself, I can type the name of a city or town and then click forward and it will match and show me the papers that match that keyword. Let's go back to the top of the page and let's do an advanced search on Charlotte fire companies. So I want to find those papers that are going to have articles about fire companies in Charlotte. I'm going to click advanced search and I'm going to enter the phrase fire company. I'm not going to limit it by years. And I'm not going to include the word Charlotte because instead I'm just going to limit the searched papers to those published in Charlotte. I'm going to type Charlotte in the available titles field, click select, and then add to search. Now I'm going to come down and click search newspapers. I'm going to see 80 pages of results sorted by relevance, meaning the first pages we see are the ones that have the phrase fire company the most or most prominent according to its algorithm. But that's not all. You see those little red squares? Those are showing us every occurrence of the word fire or company. If you see two squares together, such as this second page, that's the word or the phrase fire company. This is a bit confusing and not the best user behavior. Ideally, we would only be seeing pages that contain the phrase fire company and nothing else. Let's click into this second page, and what I like to do is open it in a new tab or a new window. And based upon where my cursor is positioned, the scroll wheel of my mouse will either scroll the page or zoom the pane viewing the issue. And then I can click this pane to move the displayed page around. Looking closely, there we have the words fire company, but this is an article having to deal with Memphis delegates headed to Charleston. I'm going to close this because I want fire companies in or operating in Charlotte. And as I scroll down, I see I have a number of choices. Down here, for example, I see probably 4 occasions of the word fire and company, and then just 1 occasion of them together. Here's an article from 1861. It looks like it has a lot of occasions of a smaller word, probably the word fire. So let's open that in a new tab and see what we get. The Western Democrat from 1861. I'm going to enlarge using my scroll wheel on my mouse and then clicking to move around, and I see, well, look at this. We have reports of 3 different fires, 4 different fires in Charlotte. From here, scrolling up to the top of the page, I could save the entire thing as PDF. I could play around with clip, print, image. This I will often use, and I use this by enlarging an article. I click clip and print image, and then this page I will in turn print as PDF output, and that will give me a close view of that particular article. I'm going to close this window and I'm going to close this issue, and I'm going to demonstrate how to modify the search parameters by hacking the URL. So let's say I've decided, instead of the phrase fire company, I want to look for fire engine. And I could go back, I could start over, but I might just want to stay on this page. And I can do that by coming up here, clicking in the URL, and hacking this URL by finding the argument or the attribute phrase text and changing it to fire engine. Press enter, and we see, look at this, 49 results. I can do this as many times as I want. For example, instead of fire engine, maybe I instead want Hornet Fire Company, which was one of Charlotte's fire companies beginning in the 1860s. I use a plus sign as a space, press enter. We have 9 pages of results. These are sorted by relevance, and if I wanted to see them by date, I click that, click the sort by, and it takes us all the way back to 1867, which appears to be the earliest instance of the phrase Hornet Fire Company in the papers on this website from the Western Democrat. There are other fields in this URL that correspond to the parameters and the options from the advanced search page. You can play with these. You can also very quickly modify your date value. So if you start back on the advanced screen and you enter a start and stop date, you can then come up to the URL field and very quickly change that behavior. That concludes this demonstration.